welcome to another video now. This is actually going to be about UEFA Champions League Fantasy or UCL Fantasy, however you want to call it, instead of the usual FPL. But I did do videos on UCL Fantasy last year, and I did very well considering it was my first time playing the game. I finished around 20-30k, and I started off very, very well. I had a very strong start. I was basically in the top 10k. Then I tailed off a bit towards the end, but still a very good finish and fairly happy with it. And there are some things that before I go into my first draft, I want to explain a few things for those who are new to this game. So it is similar, obviously, to FPL and even Sky Fantasy Football, but there are some differences. Now, the main three things, really, I'd say, 2 or 3 things, is the first thing is the captaincy. Now, it's a bit similar to Sky in this regard rather than FPL, but you still only have one captain for the week. But what happens is, let's say I've got Haaland right now as my captain, for example. He plays on the Tuesday. So what you can do is captain him, or let's say Di Maria, who plays Manchester United. I can captain them for the Tuesday. Let's say if they don't do as well as I hoped, maybe what I could do is on the Wednesday, Lewandowski plays against Atletico Madrid. I captain him instead. So the captaincy switches. You lose the double points for whoever you captained before, and it goes to the new player. But after that, of course, you can't change it once the game week is over. But it gives you more opportunities, really, to pretty much captain the right player. Rather than an FPL, you captain one player, and unless they don't play, it's sticking on them, really, rather than going to your vice captain. So that is what is different. Another thing also is with your substitutes. You can actually substitute people on yourself, or the game will do it for you. So let's say, for example, let's say Thomas Munir doesn't play against Lazio. He can be substituted. And someone like Gnabry can come in when he plays on the following day or whatever. But the only thing is, though, if you have someone who plays on the same day as someone who comes off, even automatically, it doesn't happen. Like, you cannot have players who play on the Tuesday on your bench. You want to have them all starting. You want to have all the players on your bench basically being playing the following day or whatever. Last year was a bit different because game weeks could stretch out across 2 weeks or whatever, but it's a bit more congested this time with COVID-19 and all of that. So that's another difference, really. But another thing that I really want to highlight is the balls recovered stats. So let's say someone like Wilmar Barrios. He's a defensive midfielder. Normally in FPL or whatever, especially if he's not on penalties, you would not even bat an eyelid for someone like him. But this balls recovered stat, look how many points it can give you. 14 points from 48 ball recoveries. That is pretty handy, to be honest. And I have to say, that's something I really like about this game. It kind of rewards the defenders and ball recoveries even more. There's someone like Thiago who, you might not expect it, but he does recover the ball a lot. Look at that. 78 ball recoveries, and that equates to 24 points, which is nearly half of what he earned last season. And so it ensures that you don't rely too much on the premiums. However, you want to pick the right premiums. Don't just go for the big names. I'll be explaining my team now. But those are the main things, really, that I would explain to someone who's new to UCL Fantasy. Because, when I first played, I was obviously a bit baffled. But I learned along the way, and it went reasonably well. Now, I'll be explaining the team selections. I'll go through the goalkeeper, even to all the substitutes. And pretty much I've already got it organized. So everyone on my bench is playing on the Wednesday, and everyone who's in my starting lineup, or at least most of them, apart from, let's say, Lewandowski and maybe Felipe, they're all playing on the Tuesday. But like I said, it doesn't matter if you have some people on Wednesday starting, as long as you don't have anyone from the Tuesday on your bench, because you will miss out on the points no matter what. You cannot have them substituted in. So bear that in mind. Now, in terms of the goalkeepers, I always try to go for the cheaper ones. Now, with Mendy and Jose Sarr, I'm not really expecting too many clean sheets at the moment. And like I said, I might even change this team. That's why I'm going to be doing a team reveal closer to the deadline, and I'll be cementing my team. But as of now, I've got 2 cheap keepers. Mendy is 5 million, but a word of caution, he did withdraw from the Senegal squad with an injury. So keep an eye out on that. And of course, if he's injured, I'm going to have to get rid of him. And Chelsea overall will probably be weaker defensively. So if you have any of their defensive assets, even in FPL, for example, just bear an eye on this situation, because it could affect Chelsea quite badly. But if he is fit, I might stick with him anyway. but still no guarantees. I'll be talking about the kind of those that are kind of unchallenged in my team who I'll probably be keeping no matter what. And that's with Jose Sarr. I actually had the Zenit goalkeeper, but because he plays on the same day as Mendy, I would rather have someone who plays on a different day, because if you have two keepers who play on the same day, you're almost guaranteed to lose out on points anyway. But if someone plays on a different day, let's say Mendy performs badly, I can substitute Jose Sarr in, and there you go. That was kind of the logic behind it. Otherwise, maybe I'd go with the Zenit keeper. But yeah, as of now, that's what I'm going with the two keepers. In terms of the defence, Tagliafico last season was really, really good. Now, I actually stayed up to watch Argentina against Ecuador, and he didn't look great. But to be honest with Argentina, he doesn't look that great anyway. Ajax get the best out of him, but he's very attacking. And you look at this, 3 clean sheets, 1 assist. He even scored a goal, and I think it was in the first game. And even in the Champions League qualifiers, I believe he scored goals and stuff. So Tagliafico, look how many points he earned, and he got knocked out in the group stages. So imagine if he had gone far like they did the season before. That would have been quite mad. But Tagliafico at 5 million. I don't trust Ajax too much defensively, and maybe one reason why I might switch from Nicholas is because Liverpool and Atalanta are 2 teams in their group, and they are very good going forward. So in terms of clean sheets, I'd probably expect maximum 2 or 3 from Tagliafico and Ajax, because they play Midtjylland. Maybe they'll get them there. But against Liverpool, I don't see any clean sheets, even if they do win. And against Atalanta, yeah, they're just one of the best attacking teams in the world, really. So maybe that's why I might not stick with Tagliafico, but at the moment he's here. And as a UCL fantasy asset, he is pretty good. And hopefully he continues his form from last year. Thomas Munir, similar thing really. He played very well when he actually was on the starting lineup. And PSG made it all the way to the final, but he wasn't there. I think PSG did miss him a bit, especially going forward, because they had Carrere there. And I think Munir would have made a big difference. But very good going forward. And I remember, for example, against Madrid, he was fantastic in both games. So yeah, for Dortmund, I think he suits their style, and Dortmund will get goals. He's pretty much the Hakimi replacement for Dortmund. Hakimi 6 million this year in the game, I believe. But yeah, Lazio not an easy team. Club Brugge and Zenit, they're decent, but you would expect a few clean sheets from Dortmund if they can get their act together defensively, but we'll have to wait and see. And then with Felipe, I have to say, Atletico Madrid players are very, very well priced, especially the defence, because the maximum I think any of the defenders are worth is 5 million. So someone like Lodi is probably the best option, but Felipe is very good from set pieces, and he's only 4.5 million. So if he starts, very good. But then again, I think someone like Lodi is more nailed on. That's what I would say. But yeah, and also the absence of Thomas Partey now that he moved to Arsenal, I think that will have an impact on Atletico. But Torreira can still do a job for them. We'll see how they do. Against Bayern, I would definitely not expect any clean sheets. But maybe against Salzburg and Lokomotiv, that's where I would probably expect the clean sheets to come from, even though Salzburg were very good in the group stages last year. And then I have to say, at 4 million, Koundé, who was linked to Manchester City, I have to say, I think this is one of the best value options. It reminds me of Lodi last year, even though they're different positions. I understand that, but just being ranked 4 million and playing for a good Spanish team, yeah, I think Koundé, I would back Sevilla to go through, maybe even top the group. They definitely have the quality to do so. And Koundé can get some clean sheets against the likes of Stade Rennes or Rennes and Krasnodar. They can definitely do something there. So yeah, I think he's probably more of a mainstay in my team just because of his price, and I would expect Sevilla to do well in the Champions League. So I think he should be very good value for money. In terms of the other defenders, really, I got Alfonso Davis at 6 million, should be nailed on, plays on the wing sometimes, if not a left back. But yeah, maybe someone like Kimmich is even more nailed on, so Davis might get rested in 1 or 2 games in the group stages. But yeah, look at his assists last year. He was one of the best players in the Champions League, and he gets those clean sheet points now. Before he was a midfielder, so I wasn't too keen on him, but now as a defender with those extra clean sheet points, and he does recover a lot of balls. So yeah, I have to say Alfonso Davis, at the moment anyway, he's in. And if not, maybe I'll just get someone like Neuer in goal, or just another defender. But yeah, Alfonso Davis is in there. Now my midfield, it's a bit mixed, as you can see here. So I've got Di Maria. He's one of my premium options, and I have to say he was the unsung hero of PSG last year. In the semi-final, he was the best player. In the final, I'd say he was their best attacker. But yeah, just goals and assists. Such a quality player, and he steps up when Mbappe or Neymar aren't showing up, or if they've missed out on the game. He's the next main guy in the team. And at 9 million, I have to say, it reminds me of Son in FPL. A very good value. He's playing Man United, his former club. Leipzig is a bit of a tough fixture. It was the semi-final last year between Leipzig and PSG. And then you have this Turkish team, Istanbul. So, yeah, with Di Maria, I would expect some more good things. We'll see how he does this season. But, yeah, he hasn't been aging too badly. He's still been very, very good. And I would suspect he'll get more goals and assists this season. And then my other premium option is Gnabry at 10 million. Yeah, I think that's a fair price, to be fair. I would not expect maybe 9 goals and 2 assists like last season, but I'd still expect around 5 to 7 goals. Depends how far Bayern go as well, to be fair. But yeah, Gnabry has cemented himself as one of the best players in his position, and I would expect him to have another good season, especially if Bayern are anywhere near as good as they were when they just completely ripped in the Champions League. But yeah, at the moment he's in my team. And then Pasalic is in my midfield attacking team in Atalanta. You want to have some cover there. The good news is that Ilicic is back finally, and he's a quality player. He will only make Atalanta even stronger, and maybe he could be in my team instead, but we'll have to wait and see how he comes back. Hopefully he plays just as well as he was before. And yeah, Atalanta are a joy to watch, and Pasalic was very, very good. There's also Papu Gomez. And yeah, they're facing teams like Ajax and Liverpool, who, at the moment anyway, they're very, very shaky defensively, and I can see some high-scoring games in this group. And then there's Midtjylland, who are probably going to be the whipping boys of the group. You never know, but most likely they will be. And that's their opening fixture. So Pasalic, definitely keep an eye on him. If not, Alejandro Gomez or Ilicic. We'll have to wait and see how they do. But yeah, Atalanta are very interested to see. They've already started this season with a bang. So hopefully more to come. Then with Thiago, yeah, like I said when I was explaining with the balls recovered stat, 6.5 million, that's a good price. He got 52 points last year, and he didn't even start all of the games, really. And yeah, I'd expect him to tick along over. And he still has maybe the odd assist here and there. I wouldn't expect too many. I'd be even shocked if he gets 5 assists in the whole campaign. But we'll have to wait and see what happens in that regard. But yeah, at the moment, Thiago's in my team. A bit of Liverpool cover as well. Ideally, you'd want to have Mane or Salah. But yeah, it's just very hard. And also Trent and Robertson, just, yeah, too expensive at the moment. But yeah, maybe I will fit one of them in. We'll see. At the moment, I've got Thiago. And then, like I explained with Wilmar Barrios, he's actually, look at his, he's probably the most selected player in the game. But yeah, gets those points for recovering the ball as a defensive midfielder. That is his role in the Zenit team. The only thing I will say with this guy, I mean, you already see here 2 yellow cards in not so many games or minutes played. He is the type to get sent off. I think in the Copa Libertadores final, when he played against River Plate, he got sent off. So yeah, keep an eye on this guy. He is a bit of a hothead. And whenever I see him for Colombia, he's just very, very rash. So yeah, don't be surprised if he gets a red card or something like that. As for the strikers to finish this team off, I'll start off with Emmanuel. He actually scored, I think, twice against Real Madrid last season. I did the Ronaldo celebration, I'm pretty sure. That was iconic, I have to say. But yeah, at 5.5 million, there are some options around that price bracket, but ideally you'd want to have strikers around 8 million or over. So yeah, he's not definitely fixed in my team. I'm not expecting him to score that many either. But yeah, he's just in this team at the moment, but he's one of the people who most likely go. But as of now, I've got him, and he's probably one of the best sources of goals in that Club Brugge side. Haaland, I mean, look at the price now, 11 million. And what was he last season? He started off at 4 or 4.5 million. It's insane how much he's gone up. But he's so consistent in the Bundesliga, in the Austrian League, and then for national team, and in the Champions League. He's on it. 10 goals in his debut season. That's phenomenal, really. And the amount of points he got, if Dortmund were better, and if he was able to just go even further, yeah, he could have matched Lewandowski really for goals. But yeah, at the moment I've got him. I know a lot of people will be going for Messi and Ronaldo. And if you look at their group, the other two teams, aside from obviously facing each other, you would expect them to do well. But I'm not that convinced at the moment in Barcelona and Juventus just going forward. I think Juve will probably be better this season with Pirlo, but I'm not sure about Barcelona. They've got Coutinho, he's doing very well. They got Fati, and they got Messi. But I haven't seen the best of Messi this season yet. Even with Ronaldo at Juventus, haven't seen the best out of him. But they could still make a way into my team. I'm not ruling them out. But having both of them together, ideal in a real life team, not maybe in my UCL fantasy team at the moment, because at the same price you can get Robert Lewandowski and 104 points, 15 goals, 6 UCL fantasy assists, 1 penalty earned, even balls recovered. You got a few points from that. Yeah, it's just mad. Lewandowski was the best player in the Champions League last season, no doubt about that. Yeah, most likely I back Bayern, maybe not to win it again, but I think they'll go far again, and I think Lewandowski will score more goals. He's in the form of his life, and yeah, whilst he's in his peak, you got to enjoy it. In terms of the goals, last season he was my favourite captain. I pretty much, whenever I had him, I captained him, and he did very well. So yeah, he was definitely the best UCL fantasy asset last season, along with Haaland, but Lewandowski was just a different beast. And yeah, he's probably the one who's definitely fixed in my team. People like Haaland, they might not be at the moment. But yeah, Lewandowski, more likely than not, he's going to be in my team come game week 1. And there will be some changes. There'll be a bit of shake-up in this team. I'm not sure if Thomas Munir, Felipe, Tagliafico will be there. I'm more convinced with Koundé, but then with the keepers, maybe not. So that's why this is just the first draft. I'm happy with the team, but I probably want to make more changes. Emmanuel is not someone I would be thinking of starting anyway. He'd probably be getting substituted most of the time. I don't expect him to do that well. We'll wait and see what happens there. But yeah, some players that you see here, they will be in my team come game week 1, but don't expect all of them to do so, because that's very unlikely. And I'll be releasing a video closer to the deadline. Remember, there's still 11 days, nearly 2 weeks. So just prepare yourself, and also just search up all the stuff, all the rules, how many transfers you get and all of that. Because yeah, it's quite different to any other fantasy game that you have played. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, share this video with your friends and family, and let me know what you think of this first draft. How is your draft looking, and which teams and players do you think are going to be the best this season? I think Liverpool, Bayern will be up there. Players like Lewandowski will just be doing really well. And there will be some dark horses along the way. You had Atalanta last year, even Leipzig. It's hard to tell at the moment, but yeah, this could be an open Champions League tournament. Last season was very open, aside from the fact that Bayern just turned into an animal after they got their new manager in. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, good luck with your selection. There's still time to mull over it. And yeah, I'll definitely be thinking about this one over the coming weeks. And yeah, remember, there's also 2 chips. So there's the wildcard chip and the limitless chip. And ideally, you'd want to be using your limitless one during the group stages. The wildcard, ideally, you'd want to save it for the knockout stages. But yeah, there's a lot of things to think about. And after the group stages are over, I'm pretty sure you have unlimited transfers for round of 16. But after that, no. That doesn't happen. So bear all these things in mind, because you want to plan very well. You have fewer opportunities to pretty much prove yourself and to get the points you need. It's not like in FPL where if you have one really bad week, you have another 37 to go. In this, you pretty much have 13 match days. So yeah, it's maybe a bit more demanding and a bit tougher, but yeah, still possible to do very well. And I wish all of you the best of luck, and most importantly, have fun. It's just a game. But yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I'll be posting more UCL fantasy videos and FPL videos on this channel, so turn on notifications for that. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.